Welcome back to Masterpiece series, and we continue in our analysis of the three prerequisites that make up a masterpiece: originality, masterful, and we're at masterful. Mastery is a unique property of a masterpiece. It consists of solving the problem of technique. It is a throwback to a time when men first scratched their fledgling ideas on the walls of caves and began exploring the ways to bring them to life. The first idea rummaged in the mind, the first line running down a cave wall and curving with its contours, the first declared symbol, all of these have persisted to this day. The first modern artists that are involved in their installations and digital imaging and amalgams. The raw, trembling, deliberate line of the hand, groping like a snail, initiates a passage for the imagination. It instills philosophy. It accommodates insinuation. It draws. Mastery means learning to draw well. It is the most basic tool of art and on which everything is based. It all begins with a drawing. This drawing is often taken from a blueprint in the mind called an idea. The artist takes this idea and works his or her magic around it to bring everyone's attention to it. The elaboration of this idea through a drawing gives birth to a work of art. Therefore, to be masterful is to become an expert draftsman. Draftsmanship is very plastic by nature and can be malleable in the right hands. It can take on the shape of distinctive styles and expressions, like the Surrealists, for instance. They were known for their dream sequences and showing an upside-down, downside world of the illogical. The Impressionists used the scintillating, broken brushstrokes as their vehicle of expression. The Cubists, on the other hand, broke with tradition completely when they started hacking at reality, using geometry to take the world apart and put it back together in a new form. Their paintings looked as if they were made from intersecting and interlocking cubes, which gave the movement its name. Mastery is technical innovation, and all of these things we've just discussed, the Surrealists, the Impressionists, the Cubists, they were innovators. They were creating and inventing or discovering, however you want to look at it, new styles of painting and expression, including sculpture, not just painting. Now, we have to go back to our potato eaters. We haven't finished that. But this time we'll be discussing how masterful is this painting. Is it at all? What does the potato eaters offer us as masterful? It seems the pickings are slim. There is no immediate sense of technical prowess here, nor the feeling that something great is going on. There is a type of frugality which permeates the whole picture, creating a survival mode atmosphere. Van Gogh's starving brushstrokes are as frugal as the decor he paints. They scratch and tear across the surface of the painting, hemorrhaging. The brushstrokes are as poor as the peasants' lives. I say this with all due respect and reservation, of course, but feel I can say it because these are obvious theatrical props. The dark, haunting shadows lurking in the background. The weak, dim light of the sputtering lamp above their heads. the clawing gestures of the hands portioning out potatoes. All are combined to conjure up a mysterious image of misery and madness. I pay homage to Van Gogh that he could muster enough courage to make such a painting. I don't know if I could. It must have hurt him. It must have been very hard on him to convey the bleakness of the lives of these peasants. It must have been harder still to know there was nothing that would ever change their destiny. He notes this in his diary. I have tried to emphasize that those people eating their potatoes in the lamplight have dug the earth with those same hands they put the dish. It speaks of manual labor, how they have honestly earned their food. So Van Gogh has sympathy for these peasants, and he pours it out of him and into the painting as he scrambles to throw them a lifesaver. The motionless, dark figure of a woman standing in front of them in the foreground. Who is she? What does she want? Why is it that she is not seen by any of the potato eaters? Why can only we see her? What does she represent? The silhouette of this enigmatic woman belies Van Gogh's desperate attempt to save these people from their fate. She is included into the picture as an afterthought. The picture must have looked so sad that he had to throw in this angel who extends hope to the peasants. If not in this life, then in the next. To me, this mysterious dark figure is Van Gogh's master stroke. She is the panache of his genius. And so, Potato Eaters is a masterful work of art, using the subtle play of psychological insight and technical innovation. By introducing a paranormal invention to the painting, Van Gogh gives us a multi-leveled morality play in which life itself is reenacted in the material world as well as the spiritual. Upon looking at the Potato Eaters, we feel complete. And this is the hallmark of a masterpiece, to feel complete. The Potato Eaters may not have ushered in new artistic movement, but it broke new ground, using psychological penetration and candor and honesty. There's no attempt to embellish anything in the Potato Eaters. It is a stark, blatant comment on poverty and deprivation. It is an unfolding tragedy of which we all play a part. If Potato Eaters is still disturbing today, it is because it was first forged with naked honesty. It will never claim to be a beautiful picture. But I am proud to stand up for this kind of ugliness. If this isn't beautiful, give me more. With the overall depths Van Gogh plummeted, he provided the arena for narrative art to reach new heights of expression. Art that told a story as ancient as any story could be told. And Van Gogh told a story that was as original as it can possibly be. This tells us something about him. Tells us he was an understanding and compassionate man. He cared for his subjects. He shows reverence and respect for the peasants. He never looks down upon them or judges them. He strikes up a conversation and breaks bread with them. Van Gogh suffers as well. He is a suffering individual. But Van Gogh insists the peasants are really angels in disguise. He believes he can redeem them. By painting them the way they really are, he thinks he can receive their confessions and save their souls. Is this the table? Is this table an altar? Is the room a church? Was Van Gogh a religious man? Did he use symbolism? We're going to find all these things out in the next session of Masterpiece.